Hey everyone, Boardgame Brody here with Meeple Mountain. I have a Kickstarter copy of By the Vote by Coozies Games. This is a blind bidding filler game that plays in 15 minutes for 2 to 5 players. Each player will start the game with $10 million that they can use to bid on states to win them. The player who spends the most wins the state and adds their electoral votes to their total. At the end of the game, the player with the most electoral votes becomes the presidential nominee, and the player with the second most becomes their running mate. Together, they need 270 votes to win the presidency. Here are 5 things that you need to know about this game. Number 1, the game length. So this game will never, ever go over 15 minutes because there is a timer that is flipped over at the beginning of the game, and when the timer finishes, players will need to count up their electoral votes and see who's the winner. Number 2, the bidding. This game is all about bidding on the current states that are available in front, and each round another state is placed out, so the game progresses and causes you to process more and more possible electoral votes each round that you could be winning. So with the bidding aspect in the game, you will need to use your money wisely, but remember the game ends in 15 minutes, so not all states will be coming out. This changes strategies as you want to use most of your money throughout the 15 minutes, but still spend your money on states that you will win. Number 3, the state cards. As cards come out, of course the larger states have more electoral votes, so you might want to spend your money to acquire those, but then again, the game isn't just straightforward bidding. There is a handful of swing states that will do something a little bit different. The winner of a swing state will be able to steal a state card from another player, which means California that you just invested mega money in to obtain can be taken by another player when they outbid you for that swing state. Of course, knowing this, it'll affect your strategy. Number 4, money management. So you start the game off with $10 million to use, but that's also not all that you will get in the entire game. So again, another layer of strategy is placed with the money. In round 4 and round 7, you will gain some more money plus more for each state that you already have. And just like in real politics, money means a lot during an election. Number 5, my thoughts on this game. So, ultimately, I do enjoy this game. This game isn't perfect, and there could be some things that are done better, but what the game tries to succeed with, it does. And that is making a fast game of bidding to win the presidency. I mean, you've been complaining about the choices, so it's your turn to practice. Put your money where your mouth is, and prove that you can be the president. Now, the small problems of this game is you're always having to count and then recount again how many electoral votes you have, if you even care about counting how many you have. Because I would suggest just not even counting them until the very end of the game. The components look nice, but they aren't the quality that will last a long time, especially these player screens. The game also makes for some arguments as players technically can invest heavily in states near the beginning of the game and then try to stall and take up time near the end of the game for them to win. So house rules will almost need to be implemented as well. But really, the gameplay is great. The game is about politics, but it isn't political at all. And the game requires a lot of thinking, sometimes quick thinking, and the ability to outwit your opponents. So what are you waiting for? Start raising money to use to invest in to win the electoral votes in each state with your family and friends in By the Vote by Coozies Games.
Again, this is Boardgame Brody. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stick around and check out some other board game reviews to see what you might want to get to the table.